MashaAllah. I would like to talk about a desert, but this desert is not actually what people are used to know about, because this is a kind of a desert which exists under the sea, and it's just like the deserts that have place on top of the world, actually the surface of the world. Under the sea they look really very silent, but when we look at that desert-like environment in the Red Sea, actually we can see that there are a variety of organisms living there. Allah creates so many beauties there. There are the coral reefs, and also there are the fishes there, and also it has this kind of a desert-like appearance, and there is total silence there. But many of the animals there, they usually hide behind the stones there, and also under the sand in that desert-like appearance. And by means of that qualities, the animals that are living in the Red Sea, actually they carry out self-defense and they carry out camouflage. And for instance, there is a frogfish. Here we can see this one. It has a very funny appearance. It hides itself under the sand this way for camouflage, and only its teeth and eyes are left remaining. And there is another special structure. And we know that this self-defense in those organisms are created by Allah, because at the first instance that they are created, Allah provided this special self-defense mechanism for themselves. Just like in the Quran, we learn that Allah inspired the bumblebee to carry out a certain way of living. Actually, this is true for all the living organisms. And this one, this special fish species, it hides itself under the sand, and when other fish, they just come close to it, it just feeds on these other smaller fish, and by means of an electricity that it produces, this 50-volt load of electricity is used by this special fish in order to make the attackers helpless. And also it provides another kind of a tactic. When encountering any enemy, actually, it just moves its fins in a vertical position, and it turns like to be a garbage can. And this way, many of the other animals, they don't approach it because they don't understand that it's a living organism, actually. And also, we know here that there are different organisms, there are many other organisms. They have 1 meter long body lengths, actually, and they hunt this way. And they stick themselves in the sand, and by holding on to the sand, they just feed on the other organisms that pass by. And also, under the Red Sea, actually, there are some other symbiotic relationships. For instance, the Mediterranean shrimps, they carry out this kind of a symbiotic relationship with a certain fish species. And Allah created so many different behaviors in those animals. Allah creates an appearance just like a desert, but under the seas and all around the stones there in the Red Sea, Allah creates these animals, these special ways of living, and these special mechanisms of self-defense. And this is a world that Allah created for us, that we may not be aware of.